Okay, day 11, solving linear systems of equations. When you're doing two lines, they look like this. When you're solving systems of equations, the goal is to figure out where they intersect. Okay, what point, what ordered pair do they intersect? And we're on day 11. Okay, so for this very first one, their parallel lines are never going to cross. That's why there's no solution. So when you're solving algebraically, it might look like something like this. 0 is equal to 5, let's just say. I'm just going to put an example. When you solve algebraically, when we do all these problems below, if you ever get a situation where it's not true, that's no solution. Okay? Whereas this one does have a solution right here. This guy is your solution. And it's always as an ordered pair, x comma y. Now it's like negative 0.30, I think. I don't know. Wherever that's crossing. This next one, you can see they're the same line. There's only one line on this graph. This one is an example like this. If you're solving algebraically, 5 always will equal 5. So that would be infinitely many solutions. You're probably like, what are you talking about? Okay, so again, when we get to these algebra parts, if you ever get a situation where it's 0 equals 5, it'd be no solution. If you get something like 5 equals 5, it would be infinitely many. Okay, and I'll explain that when we go through it. If you are good at solving equations, this will be easy for you. Okay, because that's all it is. It's a bunch of solving. Okay, but there is a couple steps that we need to do. Okay, we're not going to do 3, so you can write some room. So this whole area then will be yours for number 1. Okay, so let's talk about it. How would we solve with something called substitution? Okay, substitution, you're literally taking a piece that we know and plugging it into the other equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 10 minus 2y and replace it with that x in the first equation and then solve for it. Okay, so that's called substituting. You're taking something and replacing it with something else. So in black here, we'll keep things the same. So 3 parentheses in red, 10 minus 2y now, plus 4y in black is equal to 8. So all I did again was I took this piece in red and I plugged it in. I substituted it in for x. That's all I did. Okay. Step 2, solve for that variable. So we're going to solve for y now. Okay, so we're going to distribute. What's 3 times 10? 30, and then 3 times negative 2y. Good, negative 6y. In black, nothing has changed. Nothing's changing here. Everything in black is staying the same. Are we okay there? Again, we're just solving. You guys are good at solving. I've seen your solving skills in the beginning of the school year, and you guys did a really good job with it, so keep going with it. Okay, so let's combine like terms. What is negative 6y plus 4y? Careful with your signs. Negative 2, very good. So I have negative 2y here. Bring down the equals, bring down the 8, bring down the 30. Still just solving. We're not doing really anything new at this point. The only part that's new is this guy. The rest you've done before. You've solved. Now what do? Careful. It's currently a positive 30, so how would I move it? I would subtract it. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 30 to both sides. That's gone. I get negative 2y is equal to what? 8 minus 30. Yeah, negative 22. And we have one more step solving for y here, and that's to do what? What'd you say? It's not negative 11. It's positive 11 because we divide by a negative 2. That's going to get me a positive 11. Now, that's great. You did awesome. You solved very nice. However, remember what I said in the beginning when we were talking about what it means to be a solution to a system. It's an ordered pair. So I have my y. What else do I need? X. I need x. Okay, but this is the easy part right here is where you just go ahead and you plug it into one. I don't care which one you choose, but I would always recommend using the one that has like the x equals or the y equals. So all we're going to do is plug that in. So I have x is equal to, what do we have up here? 10 minus 2 parentheses y. So that 11 is being plugged in here to find out what x is. And what is x then when you plug in your calculator or use your brains? minus, yep, 10 minus 22, which is not negative 12. Very good. Now, would I write 11 comma negative 12 or negative 12 comma 11 in ordered pair? Good. My final answer is negative 12 comma 11. Now, that was a lot of work, a lot going on. Let me just kind of re-summarize what we just did. We're on day 11. Okay, we're going back to day 10 on Monday. Okay, so all you're doing is you're taking a part of an equation and substituting it in because it equals that letter. So x is equal to that part, so I can go ahead and plug that into the other. Okay, when you do this, let me show you and prove to you that what you did is right. Okay, if you take your calculator, you can do this every time. So if you're on the SAT and you really want to, you just forgot how to do it and you want to go ahead and use your calculator, I'll show you how to. Okay, with your multiple choice. You can't do it if you don't have multiple choice, right? Okay, so with my answer, I got negative 12, 11. So I'm going to use one of these guys. I'm going to use this very first one. Okay, 3 parentheses, negative 12, because that's what x was that you found. And then plus 4 times 11. Do we have 11? Yeah. Okay, plus 11. Okay, and that gets you 8. And look, that's what it is. Okay, so you can always check your answers to see if you did it right. All I did was I took those 2 things that we just found, plugged them in, and I got 8. What's up? This would just be one solution, and the solution is negative 12 comma 11. Good. Okay, let's do it again. I want to do number 2. You're going to like number 2 a lot. All right, so again, same situation, but now I have y equals, not x equals, so it's a little bit different. So this guy is going to go into where I see the y right there. So here we go. I have 6x minus 3, and then in this teal color, I have 2x plus 1 is equal to 11. So all I did was I replaced y now with that. So you always have to be careful to make sure that you're putting it in the right spot. So now we're solving for x. So here we go. I have 6x, negative 3 times positive 2x is negative 6x, careful. And then negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. And watch what happens. You're going to like this one. 6x minus 6x cancels. That's 0, right? So I have negative 3 is equal to 11. Is that true? Is that a true statement? You're right. It's no solution. That's not true either. So I have no solution and you're done. It's easy when you get no solution in infinitely many because there's not a lot of steps because you realize it pretty quickly. That's it. You can put NS, it's fine. Yep. Question on that. Let's flip it. We're going to go to elimination. Something that you guys have technically learned this in freshman year. It's just been a long time.
And sophomore year.
Did you do it sophomore year too?
Yeah.
Nice. Probably because it's super important, that SAT. Good. Now this one. It's called elimination. The goal is to eliminate a variable in some way, either by manipulating the problem or just looking at it like this. So for number 1, it's pretty easy. Here's why. If you go straight down, you add straight down, these 2 already cancel. That's the goal. The goal is for you to eliminate one of the terms first. So this guy will be eliminated. Add straight down. 5 plus 3 gets me 8. So I have 8y is equal to 11 plus 13. 24, and I have 1 step. Look at how fast this one is. 3. Okay, because I divide by 8. Now, I have my y, but I need my x. So I got to figure out what x is. I'm going to be like, x is equal to what? We got to figure that out. Again, you just have to plug it in. Yes.
You plug in the 3 to 1 equation.
Very good. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you choose. Just go ahead and plug it in. So I'm just going to choose the top one. All right, so 2x plus 3 times that 3 we just found, because I have to plug that guy in to here, okay, is equal to 11. This is like a 2-step equation. You guys, again, if you're good at solving, this will be easy for you. So let's keep going.
That'd be
Yep. And then take a minute, and I want you to take 30 seconds and solve that two-step problem for x. We know why. I need my x. Okay, take a moment. Again, all you're doing is you're solving for this piece right here. Question? Okay. Would I write 3, 1 or 1, 3? 1, 3. Very good. Again, what did you just figure out? So that you're not just doing this and not knowing why or what you're doing it for. Don't draw this, but what you're figuring out is that you have these lines, let's just say, and that's your answer. 1 up 3, where they cross. That's what you just figured out. Okay, where do they intersect? So if you were to plug 1, 3 into both of these, they would both work. Okay, it's pretty cool. All right, questions. All right, we're gonna go to number 3. Now, they look like they're really close to being able to cancel. Like these 3 y's look really close to cancel. However, I can't do that because 3 plus 3 is 6. But you can manipulate an equation as long as you do it to all of the pieces to make something work like this. What would this 3 have to be in order to cancel? It can't be positive. It has to be what? Negative. So I'm going to multiply this whole top equation times by a -1. Again, mathematically, you can do that as long as you do it to all 3 pieces. So you got to do it to here, you got to do it to here, you got to do it to here. So you would have -4x minus 3y now is equal to -2. And then I'm going to rewrite this one underneath. 5x plus 3y is equal to -2. I'll give you a second, make sure that you're caught, but I don't want you to rush your hands. This is where you can eliminate because one's positive, one's negative. They're the same number. This guy is gone. -4x plus 5x gets you 1. You're okay. 5 minus 4. You can always go the opposite direction too if you need to. Okay, is equal to what? Yeah. Okay, -4. That one was nice and easy. Now let's find y. So y question mark. Let's figure it out. You can choose whatever one you want. You can choose this guy, you can choose this guy. Maybe I'll do the bottom one just to make sure that you can see that you can do both. Okay, so I can do 5 parentheses -4 because I'm plugging it in for x plus 3y is equal to -2. Take 30 seconds and see if you can solve for y now. And you're just solving. You're not doing anything crazy. The only new part is this. Solving, this should not be new. You know how to solve because you're good at it. We're solving for y. You want y alone. You need to move the 3 to the right side. You need to move that 20 to the right side. You're done and done only. Look up and see if you got it right. If you didn't, call me over. Maybe I can see where you went wrong or look and see if you went wrong. What? Sure. We're not going to make this a habit, guys. We have a line coming out the door. All right. Would I write -4, 6 or 6, -4?
-4, 6.
Good. That's my final answer. We got one more to do. And again, you'll be okay with it because it's pretty quick. Okay. I want to do number 4. Okay, last one. When you look at this one, you don't really see anything that can cancel out right away. But I like when there's only one variable here, like there's nothing in front. So I have negative 4x here. What would this x have to be in order to cancel it? A positive 4. So I'm going to multiply everything on the top by a positive 4 so that one can cancel. Okay, so I would get 4x plus what y? Yep, 12y. What is 12 times 4? 48. Very good. Now watch what happens. I'm going to write this guy on the bottom. Yeah, and here's why. Okay, 4x minus 4x is 0. So is 12y minus 12y. That gets you 0 too. Well, 48 minus 48 gets me 0. Is that a true statement? Does 0 equal 0? Yep. So your answer is infinitely many. You could just write that symbol if you want. Okay, so like if you got 8 equals 8, that's a true statement. It'll always work out. That's why it's infinitely many solutions. That means that any number in the world will work. Remember, it's just one line then. Okay.